see this playing out?
Well, I think that the American people ought to have a voice in this. They ought to have a say. I don't think that a lame duck president should make a lifetime appointment, so that the election in November ought to make the decision as to whether a Republican or a Democrat is president. That person should make that lifetime appointment. That's the way the American voters' voices will be heard.
All right, let me shift on to this op-ed that you wrote recently. You took a look at oil, saying that the president's plan to tax, he wants to put a $10 tax on oil. You think it's an attack on America's oil industry?
Well, and it goes right to the middle-class, hardworking taxpayers around the country. The president in his budget has proposed about a 24-cent a gallon tax on gasoline. He proposes it as a $10 a barrel tax on oil. And I'll tell you, it plays right into the hands of Russia and to Iran. And energy is called the master resource for a reason. It powers our economy. It powers our military. So when the president does this and puts us at a competitive disadvantage overseas, he's ceding the market to Russia, to Iran, and to others at a time when we ought to be growing our own economy and using our own energy resources. And to make matters worse, Hillary Clinton has said recently that in terms of energy development on public lands, as president, she said it would be a done deal. There would be no more energy development of fossil fuels when about 25% of all of the energy we use in this country comes from public lands, and billions and billions of dollars in tax revenue comes from that energy.
Yeah. Senator, at the same time, it's Dagan McDowell. This is where the jobs are being lost, is in the energy sector. And you have rhetoric from elected officials and from those Democrats on the campaign trail talking down our energy business. When are they going to get religion and realize this is about our national security, this is about job creation at a time when we need those very jobs?
Well, you're absolutely right. Energy security is national security, and we ought to be focusing on red, white, and blue American energy. The president has this fixation, this misguided obsession with green energy, and there is a huge gap between reliable energy and renewable energy. It's a vast gap that is not easily going to be closed. We need all the sources of energy. We have abundance of energy in the United States, and we should keep that as competitive on the world stage. Now, right now, we have an energy bill that is tied up on the Senate floor because of what happened in Flint, Michigan. This is a bill that has passed 18-4 in the Senate, bipartisan support, but the Democrats are holding it hostage now because they want more money for Flint. This bill allows for us to export, make it easier to export liquefied natural gas. We have an abundance in this country. We ought to be selling it to our friends overseas who want to buy it.
Yeah, so what about that? I mean, looking at the 2016 election right now, are you going to be able to see things get done with the new president? I mean, conservatives are upset by that omnibus bill. It basically just blows off any pushback and gives President Obama an okay to all of his agenda, whether it be the refugees or Obamacare or so many other things. So, Senator, who out there do you think in the campaign is going to be the one to bring people together, and will you be able to work best with?
Well, I'm going to support whoever is nominated by the Republican Party, and any one of them are going to be much better than Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders in terms of jobs, the economy, in terms of consumers, in terms of our national security, in terms of international activities. They're going to be focused on jobs, and they're going to be focused on the economy. And we have a president for the last 8 years hasn't really done that. That's why 70% of Americans say that they believe the country is heading in the wrong direction, and they're looking for a change.